Yo everyone, just as the title says, this video I'm going to be adding one thing to every single current UFC champion that I think would make them unstoppable to the rest of the division. We're going to start with the Flyweight division and work our way up. For the current Flyweight champion, Alexandre Pantoja, I would give him Canelo head movement. This guy is already an insane fighter that just walks down his opponents and tries to break them down with his superior grappling and BJJ skills, but he does get me worried almost every fight because he just does not give a fuck about taking damage. That's the only weakness I think Pantoja really has, and I think if he was dodging punches like Canelo and was able to drastically lower the chances of him getting KO'd, even though he does have a granite chin, it would be hard for me to see him losing. So that's my pick for the Flyweight champ, Canelo head movement. We move on to the Bantamweight champ, Merab Dvalishvili. He's an insane cardio wrestler, can literally spam takedowns non-stop for 25 minutes without getting tired. Definitely a different breed of athlete, guys. But what would make him unstoppable, you ask? And I'm happy you asked that, because the answer is giving him Dubronk's submission game. I think if Merab was able to impose his will after securing his takedowns, putting people in guillotines, darces, and rear naked choking people out constantly, we could be looking at the future GOAT of the sport, and a definite future GOAT of the Bantamweight division. And I think it would lay off a lot of people from calling him boring or a decision machine, so yeah, would love to see him have Dubronk's submission game. We're moving on to Ilia Topuria, the Featherweight champion, and guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, Ilia Topuria might be one of the most well-rounded fighters we've ever seen, and because of that, I couldn't really think of many things that would make him more unstoppable than he currently is. Like, I mean, he already knocked out two of the greatest featherweights of all time back to back. But I did think of a couple of things, and the main thing to give him was actually from a former opponent, and that is Max Holloway's insane output. I think Ilia Topuria wins his fights pretty convincingly, of course, because he finishes his opponents, but he arguably loses rounds. Lost the first round to Volk, in my opinion, and then was losing the second before he KO'd him. The same thing with Max as well. It was arguably 1-1 or 0-2 to Max going into the third round on some people's accounts, and then he found the finish. I do think this is because he tends to get hit a decent amount and tends to pick his shots a bit more carefully and fire a little less frequently, but he does put a lot into his shots when he does commit to them. So I thought if he could potentially have more output in his fights, he could also make rounds a little bit less competitive and win rounds a bit more cleanly. I also thought about giving him a kicking game like Prime Edson Barbosa or Yair Rodriguez, just to add some more versatility to his kicking game. Ilia tends to mostly just chuck in leg kicks and nothing else, so giving him some more unpredictability and versatility in his stand-up and open up more openings for him to knock out his opponents. But yeah, hard to add much on Ilia Topuria, guys. If you can think of something better, let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, chuck a cheeky like on the video for a small pleb MMA channel that's just trying to contest with the big boys, please. Moving on to the lightweight division champion, Islam Makhachev, who is again, guys, another guy that's hard to improve since he's quite well-rounded and has showcased some high-level capabilities no matter where the fight goes. But I decided to give him Prime Connor's forward pressure and his ability to counterpunch, which was insane. I think if Islam was walking people down like Prime Conor McGregor and countering them on the feet, it'd only open up more avenues for him to get more takedowns, and it would just be sick to see. Like slipping shots, moving in. Oh man, that would be awesome. Anyways, guys, moving on to the welterweight champ, Belal Muhammad, and this one was an easy pick for me, guys, and that was to give Belal the ability to KO a human being. Now, just imagine if Belal Muhammad was actually able to put someone's lights out in the stand-up exchanges. This guy's actually improving on the feet, and he's able to land some decent shots, so if he actually gained the ability to knock someone out, we could witness the rise of the greatest fighter we've ever seen, guys. Remember the decision, Belal Muhammad would be reborn. Moving on to the middleweight division, Dricus du Plessis, great fighter, very unconventional, but an absolute dog in the octagon. Nonetheless, I would give him Leon Edwards' perfect striking technique. I think this might create one of the best fighters on this list, in my opinion, if he could obtain Leon Edwards' striking technique, because Leon Edwards' only downfall in the stand-up is that he's just too hesitant to throw, and he can tend to be way too passive and just try to be way too technical. He's a fantastic technical fighter, but if you were to give his technique to an absolute forward-marching marauder like a DDP, holy shit, guys. Like, I doubt we'd ever see him lose again. The guy would literally be unstoppable. Now we move on to Alex Pereira, the light heavyweight champion. And a lot of people might say, easy pick, Larry. you're just going to give him Khabib's grappling or whatever, and I'd say, be quiet and let me do my bloody job here, guys, alright? You know, not really a job since I don't get paid for these videos, but nonetheless, I disagree because I want to keep him fighting like the Pereira we love. So I gave him Jose Aldo's insane takedown defense. Imagine an Alex Pereira that could literally never be taken down again. If he had Aldo's takedown defense, I would agree with him being a minus 1,000 favorite against Ankalaev in his next matchup. This guy would literally beat John Jones if he had Aldo's takedown defense. Isn't that shit insane? Like, I wish this was reality, but that is my pick for Pereira, guys. We move on to the heavyweight division with the heavyweight champ right now, John Jones. And don't worry, I will be doing Tom Aspinall right after this one as well. And for John Jones, very well-rounded fighter with great all-round game. I chose to give him Ilia Topuria's boxing technique because I believe that John Jones' boxing might be the weakest part of his overall game. And I'd feel a lot more confident in some of his matchups if he had some super slick striking skills, defensive boxing skills, and knockout ability in his hands. The guy's got great kicks, so this would just sort of complete John Jones' build. He's already a well-rounded fighter, so that's what I would add to him. And the last but not least, future heavyweight GOAT, Tom Aspinall. Some would consider him the real heavyweight champ right now. This guy's well-rounded. BJJ based, solid wrestler, has great striking with bombs in his hands, so it is hard to pick something for Tom Aspinall. But what I chose to give him is something that would truly make him the GOAT of the sport. And I chose to give him Prime McGregor trash talk. Imagine a Tom Aspinall putting on a Prime McGregor escapade, right? Where he's running around like McGregor in the lead up to getting the Aldo fight, but he's trying to get the Jones fight. He's running around just, yeah, who the fuck is that guy? You know, like, I can't do a McGregor accent, guys. I'm so sorry, but that would be the sickest thing to see. I would love to see Aspinall just talk shit. Tends to be pretty respectful in the build up to fights, but man, this would just take him to another level. I reckon he would be a superstar if he had Prime McGregor trash talking skills. That's it for the real heavyweight champ, and that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like I said before, or a comment letting me know if you liked the video. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, guys. Helps grow the channel. New to the YouTube game, only started this year, so appreciate any views I can get on these videos. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.